Do that.
All right, you're live.
We're live now, bud. All right, we're back live. We're here for take two. Run through the sponsors again real quick. Let's start at the bottom tonight, should we?
Yep.
All right. So we want to thank Hero Haven for everything they do. Bud, turn the damn lights on so I can see. Thanks, man. Everybody's got to be a butthead once in a while. Hero Haven for all they do for the first responders and the vets. Heartland Hardware and Appliance. Pretty much get all you want. They even got beds and stuff now, I believe, Bud. I think I forgot to mention that the last couple times. Brandon, South Dakota, George, and Hayward in Iowa. They got stores in all three places. Fulton's Brothers Truckings for all they do. Steve hauls me places. I don't know why, but he takes me along. Everything they do for racing in the community. Great guys. Kaiser Aluminum Wheels. You said earlier they got a
on
clearance going
Facebook he
on.
has a huge clearance thing going on.
So if you're looking for some wheels, now you might be able to save yourself a few bucks. Turn 2 Lodge down in Knoxville. Like I say, it's literally right outside the track. You can listen to the races. When the hot lap starts, you can walk over and go get your seat. Houston Speedway, great track. They're one of our sponsors. We really enjoy that little short bull ring type track. S2F for start to finish. Streaming service, another streaming service. They do Power I, Port City, through other tracks. Always got some racing. If you're looking for more to watch than what you are, look them up. My Race Pass, an absolute must if you're into racing. You can follow just about every track in the country. Live timing, they got audio for some of the announcers. Worked out really great for the high banks. They couldn't use their FM station evidently for the Outlaws, but the wife could pull it up on My Race Pass, so then she could still listen to the race in her earpiece. So it worked out good for us that way.
Fantasy racing too.
Yep, I got that too, which I ain't gonna do that because I can't remember what we're doing now. Morning Sun Marketplace out in central Pennsylvania. Huge flea market type place. Everything you could possibly imagine. Mount Tabor Cabinetry out in central Pennsylvania also. If you're looking to do a remodel or building a new place, look him up. Guy does great work. Rapid Graphics in Rock Rapids. If you need a car lettered, signs made, whatever, he's got her there for you. And then, of course, we don't want to forget Shane and Snow with bench racing. They're a lot of fun to listen to. I think they got the week off this week, though.
Yep.
I think they took it off for the 4th, so
Absolutely.
we're going to be up on them this week. We didn't have to compete with them tonight.
Yep.
So,
All right.
Anyways, now your turn, bud.
All right, I'm going to say Hoagie's Garage, but then you got it.
Then I got it? Why do I have to have it?
Because.
Okay.
Hey, Hoagie's Garage. We're live, Tobe.
We're live. We got somebody with us again tonight. We had her lined up for last week, and then we screwed that up.
That was all me.
Yep, that was all you. It's all Bud, so we're going to go with that route.
She had a one night that she couldn't do it, and that was the only night that I could do it.
That was the only night Bud was free, so she was gracious enough. Oh, great. Did you hear it? Did you catch that? It's almost like a play on words.
Yeah.
I pulled that right out of my backside, too.
Yeah.
But she was gracious
What
enough
did
to reschedule.
Jack say? From your ass up to your brain?
Yep, he gets transferred for that way he can tell people. So it's all the same for me, too. But anyways, we have Gracyn Masur with us tonight. How are you doing tonight, Gracyn?
I'm doing super well. Thank you guys for having me.
That might be the longest intro we've ever done for somebody.
Yeah, just mark that down. You're famous now for longest entry on Hoagie's Garage.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Tell us a little bit, I think there's a lot of people that probably know the last name a little bit. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How old are you and your family?
Yeah, so I am 20 years old. I am going into my 3rd year of college where I'll actually just be attending for 3 years. So I'm excited. I'm graduating early with a marketing degree and a minor in sports just because I found it super interesting. Racing has a lot of marketing aspects in it that, maybe some people who aren't specifically into racing in the inside that see. And so I'm taking that up, and it's been amazing to learn about that. And so I actually go down to GCU, which is in Arizona, but back home in South Dakota, where I was born and raised. I have a family with my dad, my mom, and I actually have 4 other siblings. I have 3 sisters and 1 brother. So love them, but siblings sometimes they can be a lot. So
They've been known to get on your nerves
Which
occasionally.
which one's your favorite?
favorite. Guys, I can't say that here.
I'm just trying to get you in trouble. I'm the youngest of 8, So of course I was everyone's favorite. So
Oh,
That's what he keeps telling himself anyhow.
that's right. So, and I'm what 53. So what's Daryl now? 70.
You're asking me how old your brother.
71,
I can't
something
tell you
like-
how old mine are.
You know my family almost better than I do. So
Maybe.
yeah.
Now let's not go there. But I gotta ask, did you do any of the competitive dance or cheer down at college? Because you did a lot of that when you were back here.
So I did most of it when I was back here. I did around 12 to 13 years of cheer, whether that was through Dakota Spirit, I was in the All-Star program, or whether that was at Brandon Valley High School where I did it sideline and competitive for basketball, boys basketball varsity and varsity football.
Okay, but nothing at college then. You didn't do it down there.
No, I was actually thinking about going to South Dakota State and cheering there for a while, and I kind of, it was a lot, and it kind of took away from what I really had a passion and heart for, which was racing. So
Yeah.
I decided to take a step back from that and, live out my college years in the marketing and spend more time learning about race cars.
So my daughter, actually, we just moved her home this last weekend from Glendale, Phoenix area. Her husband's going to be a doctor, so he was at Midwestern. But I've driven by GCU, and the campus is beautiful, but it's a little sketchy. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, it's a little sketchy. I will have to agree with you there. Thankfully, it is gated, but that can only do so much too in that area. But I've actually learned to love it down there. I love the atmosphere. I love the people that I've met. And so actually, I met this amazing family. Their last name is Corey, Ashley and Laura Corey. And they have a race team down there. They're a huge race family. Do a lot with wingless and micro sprints. So. Been able to connect with them down in Phoenix, but yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Okay, now you gotta help us out that haven't been there. The neighborhood is sketchy or the campus is sketchy?
No, the
Neighborhood
campus
is
is
sketchy. Campus is beautiful.
Okay,
Campus is
okay.
absolutely
Well, see, I
beautiful.
haven't been by there.
It's fairly new, even, isn't it?
Uh,
Or not?
that I don't know.
Okay.
You're in your third year and you have no idea. What the hell,
I don't know
Gracyn?
yet. Yeah, I'm here
Jeez.
for the education part, not the history.
Of course. Then she was in Vegas when I was out there. She never even come by to say hi to me.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Were you not out at the high limit race?
I live in this. Wait, where?
In Vegas.
You were there?
Yeah. You never come by to say hi.
Why didn't you go say hi to her?
I never saw him. I never even saw her dad, other than when he was working.
Gracyn-
I walked by the trailer once, but nobody was outside because the weather sucked.
Yeah. So,
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, that's why then. It was
Yeah.
raining. It was so windy that night. Oh my goodness.
Were you there for both nights they tried to race, or just one?
No, I was just there the first night. So I drove from Phoenix to Vegas for that 5.5 hours that it was, and all for it to rain out, and so I had to turn around the next morning. So I was only there for one night.
Okay, well that's why I didn't see it, because it was a rain out. See, otherwise I would have found her and said hi, bud.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there we go.
So, how did you get involved in racing?
Yeah, well, for those of you that don't know, my dad is Jay Masur, owner, operator of Masur Ambulance here in Brandon, and he kind of went above and beyond and created a race rescue team that travels kind of nationwide, with series, with tracks. He's mainly located here at Houston Speedway, but he is also traveling full-time with High Limit, and so growing up around that, growing up at a racetrack, watching my dad do his thing, he never really, I didn't ever watch him drive necessarily, but just being around that atmosphere, like, you really grow to love it. Like, everybody just becomes like family. And so, I don't know, over time, I just kind of was on the race rescue team helping, pull the hose on the fire truck. And one day I just remember looking at him like, Dad, I want to do more. I don't care what it is, but I want to be in the driver's seat. Get me, like, any kind of car. Like, I don't even care. Maybe it can be a bike. It can be a quad. It could be anything. And he was like, oh, absolutely no bikes. Those are too dangerous. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Whatever. I'm like, I'll take anything. I'll hop when whatever you decide. And so it took actually several years of convincing before I actually did a Corey Cruisman racing and driving school.
Yep.
I had the opportunity to race 300 laps with just an amazing team that would help you and just guide you and, the first laps that I've ever had in maybe a sprint car. And so did that, and I told my dad, I loved it. This is something that I could actually see myself doing. And so finally in 2022, we got a car, got it ready, and my first race is at Gracyn Speedway. So that's kind of how I got started. I got started pretty late. I was 17 years old, and like I said, I'm 20 now, about to be 21 at the end of this year. So this is only my 4th year going into it, so I'm still fairly new.
Yeah.
I looking at it, I'm surprised your dad let you, and I'm really surprised that he got in. From the things he's seen over the years with MedStar, with the working at the tracks, like when Tony Stewart got hurt and the different things he's seen, it just surprised me that he let you get into it. And then it surprised me when he decided to do it, and now I'm just amazed you're both still doing it.
Yeah, I was really surprised too, actually. That was his biggest thing and the biggest kind of reason of, not letting me hop in that car sooner than what I did. And so, he still gets pretty nervous every time I hop in that car, just like a loving father would.
Well, yeah, any dad would.
Oh, man, my mom, she goes crazy at the racetrack. I mean, she's getting better. But, yeah, so I'm happy we get to do it together. It's kind of hard sometimes, just with the competitive edge that we both have. He a little bit less. He's just happy to be there, and I'm kind of like, I need to beat you. So.
Okay, now being you mentioned beat Dad, the other night at Rocky, if I'm not mistaken, did you not lap him?
I did. It was probably the best feeling I'd ever felt.
And what was your dad's feeling?
What did he say after?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he got out of the car and he high-fived me. He said, that was awesome racing. And I was like, okay. I mean, hey, thanks, So.
Oh, sure. I remember I was watching that, but then again, I can remember, memory ain't very good, but I can remember back, I don't know, I'm guessing you were 8, 9 when you'd come sit on the back of the push truck during the races.
Over by 3 and 4.
Yep.
I used to see it.
And I honestly, I think Jay liked it when you sat there, because then he knew where you were during the races.
Oh my gosh.
So,
I still think it's crazy that you still have that push truck right there.
well,
I mean, it has not changed. Yeah.
no.
Wow.
Oh,
It has changed. He has 2 sponsors on the sides of
Yeah, I
it
got
that help pay
sponsors.
for some propane.
and I got a flag now. I didn't have a flag back when you were on there right away.
We're gonna get some lights to go up that pole yet. Just battery operated lights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna make you even fancier yet.
Oh
Tom.
boy, yeah, that's me. We're pretty high tech and fancy.
Yeah. You're just gonna have to push a button.
Okay.
Can you handle pushing a
Well, we'll have
button?
Ann do it.
Oh, okay.
We'll let the wife do it. She won't screw it up for us.
So, where have you all raced? I know you kind of started your career at Huset's, and right now you're not really doing Huset's. You're mainly doing Hartford and Rock Rapids, but where have you all raced?
Yeah, so besides just like overall past 3 years, I have been down to Crawford County. I did really like that track. The one time I was there, it was very rubbered down. Went through a whole new set of tires. We just weren't expecting it to be like that. So
Yep.
I was there. Houston I-90, Rapid Speedway, of course, Jackson Motorplex. And then we actually went up to Red River Valley. We need to give that one a retry just because we had a little whoopsie up there, so I don't think we gave it a fair shot, but I really love the atmosphere up there. I love the people there. They're all super friendly, and you seem at peace up there, so yeah, I really need to go back up to North Dakota and give that track one more shot. But I would like to do more traveling in the future years, but for now we kind of just have to deal with what we got, and I'm just happy to be on this track, any chance that I get, so.
I have to ask though, a whoopsie? Does that mean like you didn't have all 4 wheels on the ground anymore?
Oh, no. I actually managed to keep all 4 on the ground. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this. I didn't even ask my dad. I didn't even think about it. Well, but I'm going to say it anyway, I think. So, at the track, we decided to go up, just me and my dad, and it was kind of the first time that we were going up solo without anybody else. I think my dad would say this, like, you know, he's pretty open with it. Like, he doesn't know too much. He's definitely learning more this year, getting his hands a little bit more dirty, you know, getting more invested in learning about the parts of the sprint car, you know, the maintenance that you do weekly, the maintenance that you have to do like every other race,
Yep.
every three, whatever, learning about setup, but he still has a little ways to go, just like everybody. I mean, I'm definitely not learning either. I love, you know, when people mentor me, you know, people that I can trust. I definitely have that one person, but we went up there alone, just me and him, and I was racing, and I asked him to do two things. One of them was to check my tire pressure and fill it up if it needed. The second thing was I would just like a bolt check, you know. Let's torque everything, and he was like, yeah, no, I can do that, I can do that. And I was like, okay, perfect. I'm gonna go look at the track, see what I want to do to set up my car. So I left into it, went out onto the track. You know those stops that connect to the torsion bars?
Yep.
I'm talking about, yeah. And you know how you kind of have to, you know, turn those, you know, you can turn it in, you know, maybe like half or one turn in, you know, and it kind of, you know, messes with your setup.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he torqued those, all sides. So I went out there, I mean, and I was so lost. I couldn't keep it under control. I think I made 1.5 laps, and I just like pulled off. I was like, I don't, what'd you do? And he's like, I don't know. And so, we just called it a night. I was like, I have no idea what's going on. And he finally kind of spit it out, and I was like, okay, so we're gonna go over this one more time before we go to the next track. So that was a booksie.
Yeah, well, it's the learning curve.
At least you're smart enough to pull in and not crash.
You know, and I don't have a backup car, y'all, so I'm kind of just, you know, I'm gonna race hard, but I'm gonna race hard when I'm comfortable and I have confidence in my car and my ability. And I just, you know, I knew something was off and I didn't want to risk anything.
Well,
Anybody else on that track?
that's a good call on your part, and it's a good story. You can keep reminding Jay about it periodically.
Yeah, right? I'm probably gonna be like, Grace, what the heck?
That was a secret
Why did you
between
bring
me
that
and
up
you.
on live air for all 26 of their followers to listen to?
What's your most memorable race?
Ooh, honestly, I have to say, I haven't won yet, and so as much as I would like to say that would be a memorable race, I think the most memorable one would be, honestly, this last race at I-90. With the more seat time and lap time that I get, the more knowledge and comfort I built in that car. You know, the more comfortable I get, the more uncomfortable I'm willing to let myself be, to grow and expand new boundaries that I know that, you know, I can push as I'm getting to trust my car. And so at I-90, nothing fancy really happened. The track was just, it wasn't as heavy as it typically was. It just took off a little bit faster in the heat race. And I learned how to drive into that better because I did make a 360 the previous night where I jumped from 6th to 3rd, and I was running 3rd, and I just hit the slick spot the wrong way. And, you know, that mentor of mine was like, Grace, like, you just entered wrong. And I was like, you know, if I wouldn't have made that mistake, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to drive hard last Saturday and, you know, make the A. I mean, I definitely dropped back, but it's the moving forward that honestly is more memorable and precious to me just because, you know, it's baby steps. You know, you're not going to get anywhere overnight. And so, yeah, with each and every race, I just think it just becomes more fun and more enjoyable and something that I could see myself doing, you know, for several more years.
So, you're talking about, you know, hopefully doing it longer, which obviously that's cool. That's great. Do you plan on moving up, like to the 410 class or anything? Or are you just going to stay in the 305s, or you haven't really thought that far?
No, I've definitely thought about that. I mean, I definitely don't want to stay in the 305s for the rest of my racing career. I do want to jump up to a 410. And these are just long-term goals as well. I am somebody who wants to push myself and wants to be better, and just with everything I do, I just have that desire. I hate being in a stagnant spot. And so, yeah, I definitely want to give a 410 a shot when that time is right, you know, financially and, you know, within more years of, you know, seat time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's definitely in the books somewhere.
Is Dad gonna allow that?
No, we haven't had that chat yet.
Well, tell him you won't bring up the trip to North Dakota ever again if he lets you run 410.
We'll make a deal. So.
Yeah, we won't mention that one anymore. We'll just let that one slide. But how many races you got on the schedule yet for this year before college starts up?
Ooh, I haven't counted. I know that July is our busiest month thus far with, I think, there's 3 races in Jackson. I think at 90 racing every weekend except for once. And then Rocky also has 2, I think, or 3
Okay.
scheduled this month. And so we're racing those same local ones as well. And then, so I don't know, I can't remember October, but for some reason in September I know that I'm racing I-90 Rapid, the 2-day show, and Jackson, that 2-day show. So I'll be going to college at the end of August, and I'll be flying back for those. Yeah. So.
There's that.
Hey.
Now you're a true racer when you're flying to the tracks. Now you're like a hired gun.
A Legion isn't that bad, is it?
Right, exactly. You can get it.
Yeah.
Nice direct flights. You don't have to worry about losing any. Of course, you probably don't have to bring your luggage.
You know, it's a nice small airport. I mean, Allegiant is just Allegiant down there.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, and it's, you know, probably, I don't know, it's probably smaller than Sioux Falls. Maybe,
Oh, really?
maybe the same size. I don't know, but it's just so easy. I mean, getting in and out of there, it's awesome. So, but maybe I
Boy.
should ask Allegiant to be our sponsor.
Sorry to interrupt, but I was watching the Port Royal race. Larson looped it all by himself, running second.
Oh.
Now that is not something you see every day. Leastwise, when I turned, he was spinning and there was nobody by him, so I didn't
see
see it.
that right there?
Right where?
All balls in on his
Oh yeah,
car.
on his car too. Yeah, that Dennis has got into racing pretty hard in the last few years.
Yeah.
Now we got to watch for a replay.
He's on this car too.
Yeah, he's on that car too. Where were we at here? We were yeah, we're talking to Gracyn. Now
So-
I remember where we're at.
Who are your sponsors, and do you have any apparel?
So yeah, we actually are getting some new merch that has not been released yet until just now.
Oh, breaking
yeah,
news. We love breaking news.
We're getting some new Totally 25 merch. Will be black and blue shirts. And then, yeah, right now we are obviously Meg Dirt Track Race Rescue Team. And then we'll have Ambush Apparel, OG Metal, and Powder Coating is a sponsor as well. Furby's Performance One. So, yeah, that's what we got there.
And are they going to be able to get those online or just through you guys at the races?
We are working on an online platform at the moment. It is not ready yet. I'm hoping that'll be ready when we get the shirts in about, I believe, in around 2 weeks. If not sooner. But otherwise, yeah, trackside, we will always have those shirts and bring them once our release date drops. And then otherwise, yeah, if you shoot us like a Facebook DM, Insta DM, it's just under Gracyn Masur Racing, then you can definitely send us your information and we'll give you a payment method and then we'll shoot it on your way.
That's awesome.
I'll buy one at the track.
You'll-
They'll want Venmo or something stupid like that that I don't know how to do.
you know, we just got done with our
When are we
shoot.
going to be able to pick them up? Have you heard anything interesting yet? Okay.
Take a guess.
Oh, did you get a number?
No, take a guess how much Toby paid for his apparel. I'm not gonna say the amount, but take a guess, and I'll say if it's higher or lower. He, you know.
Now it wasn't all for
if,
me.
If you didn't see the apparel, it was on the back was the propane pusher this time. So it's a really cool. Octane Inc. did an amazing job. But take a guess how much money Tobe spent on apparel.
Do I get a guess too?
You
Yeah.
guess. You guess.
He's-
I know how much he did.
Is this like design included?
No, this is just how many shirts I purchased. Sweatshirts, shirts.
Dollar number. How much money did he spend?
Okay, is it over 1,000?
No,
Not
it
quite
was
that-
less.
It was less than that. But in
But-
my defense,
827.
how much?
827.
That's getting pretty close now. Still a little high though.
Okay.
So-
One more time. Like 750.
Well,
You're within
really
100.
Yeah, that's still a
So-
little high, but you're right there now.
Okay.
Oh,
But in my defense, it's not all mine. I ordered some for some other people too.
yeah. So.
Well,
So,
then that's nice of you. That's okay.
yeah. Well, they're gonna pay me for it.
Oh, yeah.
So, the number on your car, Gracyn, did that have a special meaning for you or anything?
It does actually. So, my birthday is December 28th, and so for those of you that don't know, my car number is 28G, and my mom, like I said and mentioned earlier, is not fond of racing. Has never really, had the desire to go to a race. And now that I'm racing, she puts up with it. She'll go to the track to support me, and then the second I'm done, she's out of there. But when we were talking about numbers, right when I got that car in 2022, I kind of left it up to my mom. I'm like, well, I kind of want you to pick this number. The one say that you probably have about the car, the colors and the number. And so she said 28, and my dad's like, you should probably put a letter behind that, just because there's a lot of 28s that they're not first at the track and all that.
Yeah.
So I let my mom pick out the letter behind it as well, and she came up with 28G. So it's all her, and she gets all credit for that one.
That's cool.
That works.
You never know what people are going to say
No,
about
no,
that.
no.
The
It's-
number on the card is probably one of the more interesting questions that we ask. So,
Oh, I could do that, yeah.
yeah. So, you have any other questions, Tobe, or should we head to the rapid
I
fire?
suppose we better not keep her all night. She's probably got plans. I think she's got a boyfriend now. I think I
Yeah,
seen her walking around with a
jeez.
guy in the pits the other night. So
If it was the guy that I saw, he's huge.
he's a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he play football at one point?
He did, yes. Now he does track and field down at GCU.
Oh. So where's he from? Is he from down there, or where's he from?
He is from California.
Oh.
But, yeah, he was just up to visit, check out the racing. He's kind of new to this thing, but he's been very supportive, so.
What does he think of South Dakota, Iowa area?
He actually loves South Dakota, which I was really happy to hear. But we'll kind of see. I don't know. He thought it was pretty and green, but I'm like, you have not seen the winter yet. So.
Yeah. Well, that's why you bring him up here during the summer and
Well, he
make
was-
him move here. Don't go to California.
He wasn't
That's just
cold
my
when he
word
was
of
here.
wisdom.
I can tell you that much. He wasn't cold when he was
No,
here.
absolutely
It was
not.
hot that week.
It was miserable.
All right.
So, anyways, we'll hit you up with these
We
hard
better not give her
questions.
too much yet. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Ooh, either a cookie dough or a strawberry.
Okay, like them both.
Yeah, I just had a strawberry swirl the other night at JJ's.
Oh,
in Rocky.
those are
It was-
good.
It was
That's what I
tasty.
usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it. Cat or a dog person?
So,
What's your hobbies outside of racing?
racing's a lifestyle. It kind of takes up all my time. So, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been to the lake. I haven't really had an opportunity to lay out. I mean, I work. Is that kind of a hobby? I don't know.
No.
What do you do for work?
I actually nanny for this amazing family out in Sioux Falls. So they're amazing. But yeah.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
Let's see where we're at. How about a favorite movie?
Ooh, Twister. But the original one, not Twisters.
Yep.
What'd she say?
Twister.
Oh, the first one or the second
First
one?
one, she
First
said.
one. Okay,
Yeah.
First one for sure.
I'm sorry. I'm deaf and old, and might have been looking at the TV to see who crashed.
Little distracted.
Do you prefer snow or rain?
Rain for sure.
Yep.
Okay, so if you're going to be stranded on an island, what type of music do you need to have along to listen to?
Country, but not like Morgan Wallen, more like Chris Stapleton and like,
The older country, the
Yeah.
80s and 90s country.
yeah, that's the good stuff.
Yeah.
Nitty
that works.
gritty dirt band. You and me fishing in the dark. Those are the ones that I like.
But there's hope for Bud yet. He does know some country songs.
Yeah. Steve Earle, Guitar Town.
There you go.
That's what we listened to softball games, Tobe. I remember that. Your pickup. All right, Tobe, get ready to write this down.
Okay.
Favorite place to go out to eat?
The Outback Steakhouse.
Outback. I can honestly
But
tell
if
you.
it's in Brandon, I like El Papatio.
That's the Mexican joint on the north side of town right there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep, I hear that's pretty good. My sister likes that. I have never been to an Outback.
I've never been to an Outback either. Isn't that?
Nice.
It's like weird spices, isn't it?
What? No, I don't think so. It's, okay, I don't know. I've always like thought of like the Outback. I don't know. I'm like this so vast for this, but I've always thought of like Outback and Texas Roadhouse to be kind of similar. I mean, they both serve bread. They both have like the same meals. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I've just never been there. Of course,
Yeah,
I only
that's
get to the Texas Roadhouse once every 2-3 years, so
I know.
I don't get out a lot for that sort of thing. Pretty sheltered life. Ask my wife; she'll tell you how boring I am. You talk to her next time you're at the track; she'll tell you I'm not that much fun.
I'm gonna have to go up there. Yeah.
Okay. How about a favorite holiday?
Easter.
Did you say Easter?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because of the candy or what?
No, I like the meaning behind it.
Okay. Girl.
There you
I really
go.
don't like-
That's good.
That's a good answer.
How many speeding tickets do you have?
You know, I don't have any.
Oh, see, she smiles and
How-
bats her eyes. at
Yeah,
him when she
that's,
gets pulled
how many
over.
times you been pulled over?
No.
How many times you been pulled over?
Okay, so I have been pulled over once. I was coming back from I-90 Speedway. This was last season, last summer. And it pulled me over because they thought I was drunk. And it was like 1 a.m. And so they made me do like a breathalyzer and all that, but you know, it came out clean. Obviously, I was not drinking and driving. That is not safe at all. And so, yeah, that was the one time. And I was right next to my house actually when they decided to pull me over, so I could walk home. But
That works. The wife had the comment, Bud. She said I could go to Texas Roadhouse with the gift certificate that we have.
ooh.
Maybe when we go pick up our apparel in T, if the timing works out right, we can slip up to Texas Roadhouse.
See, I'm the type of guy, I don't like to wait to eat. When I go to eat, I want to eat. And Texas Roadhouse, a bunch of these places,
You've got to call ahead, or you got to go at 4:30 in the afternoon.
yeah.
And I could do that. If I leave right after work, get to T, I can be there by 4:30 or 5 o'clock. If I don't talk too long at
Yeah,
Octane.
whatever. You're gonna ask for a tour. You're gonna ask
I need to
for
know a number, how many shirts we sold,
Yeah.
how many
Well,
pieces we sold.
Brett will
share that with you. Okay, next question. See, now we're not talking about Gracyn anymore. We got rambling about ourselves.
Is this you?
That's me, I think.
Yep.
What's the fastest you've ever driven on the highway or ridden with somebody on the highway?
Ooh, definitely not over 90.
Oh.
Even with somebody else?
Even with somebody else, yeah. Well, I'm mainly like the designated driver. I would have to say, for some reason, which I don't mind. I like driving, you know, I like being in control. I like to
So-
have that. So, yeah, it's mainly me.
Tobe and I were designated drivers
Yeah.
all the time.
I always said I was a designated driver.
Yeah, neither one of us drink, and we played fast pitch softball. We might be two of the only fast pitch softball guys that don't drink. So, I mean, there'd be times we would take guys up to Frying Pan at 2 or 3 in the morning, and
I stayed away from that whole thing.
yeah, that.
That was way safer
Yeah.
to not go with them.
Just
boys.
saying.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got our food fast because
they wanted you out of there.
they didn't like the Lester guys. I'm just saying. What's your go-to drink then? Beverage?
Ooh, probably coffee.
Ooh.
That's, you know, in the morning, definitely go to.
Hot or cold?
I like it. Ooh, it depends on the day. Recently, I've been with hot coffee though. I don't know why, because it's really hot in South Dakota right now. But hot coffee.
Ew.
Yeah, we're not coffee guys
No, we don't
either.
drink coffee either.
We're really weird.
So now on this one here, the last question, then we'll let you go. You just won the lottery. You got all this money you don't know what to do with. Is there some type of vehicle, a car, a pickup, a boat, a motorhome, or is there anything that you've always wanted that you just didn't want, you don't have the money to spend on it?
Yeah, honestly, I don't have anything for like my personal car. I mean, I kind of, all my attention recently, especially the past couple of years, have gone to the race car. But
Yep.
we just got a new trailer, But, you know, I kind of want to spend more on, you know, race parts, especially for like a 410. Just good quality equipment, just with everything. I mean, right now we're kind of running on what we got, which, you know, it gets the job done, and I'm super grateful for, you know, all the help and what we have. But yeah, I think if I had won the lottery, and if I had that spare money and I didn't need it for any other payments that I have to pay for.
Well, you just won the lottery, so you ain't got any payments after you won the lottery. Everything.
Yeah. Because then the rest would go to the race car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Because, yeah, you can spend money on a 410.
We would definitely build a bigger garage.
Yeah, we're running out of room. We're running out of wall space to hang things.
Well, but that's a good problem.
Yeah.
So.
We'll have to start rotating. We'll have to be like the Sprint Car Hall of Fame. We'll have to have some Rubbermaid totes, and we can rotate our stock, bud. Anyways.
Yeah. So thanks so much for coming on, Gracyn. It's great to hear from you. You know, we wish you the best. Keep improving, and who knows when you're going to get that first win.
Yeah. No, thank you guys. Thanks for letting me chat and, you know, talk to you guys. It was awesome.
You bet.
I'll continue waving to you at the track, so you take care.
I'll stop by and chat.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
We'll see ya.
Bye.
Well, Larson's back up to 4th.